Hello ladies and gentlemen, PlayAsia supplied me with this copy of this game, so if you want to support me and the channel, use the link in the description to go and buy something, and there's also a coupon code you can use to save a couple of bucks off your order. You'll be helping me out and hopefully you'll be buying something good. Thanks for your support, enjoy the show. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out something different. Yeah, different works for me. So this is Fishing Spirits. I had never heard of this game until like a couple of weeks before it came out. I was basically just browsing the Japanese Switch store looking for interesting things to do because I hadn't touched my Switch in a few weeks. And this game was the very top of that list because the trailer was amazing. The overall look of the game is just something else, and as it turns out, the only way to play this game is with this crazy combination of motion controls using the Joy-Cons. Now, you can't actually play this game with your traditional classic controller, or even with these like Joy-Cons detached from the attached to the console, I should say. No, you have to use them like an actual fishing rod, and I'm gonna warn you right now, if you plan on picking this one up, your arms hurt like hell after you play it, because good lord, they make you do a lot of reeling. So let's just go and hop on in. I don't know how long I've got in this game, but I've played both modes relatively significantly, so I should hopefully have an idea. There is also a versus mode, but, well, I haven't really had time to dig into that, and, well, I have no friends. So there is a settings menu, of course, but it's just some pretty simple stuff. These are your sound sliders, and this is your vibration. That's your credits, and that, I believe, is erase your save data, but I haven't tried it, so we're not going to, because that would be very bad to do right now. So, as I said, the game's got two main modes. You've got the mode which is basically the arcade mode, because this is actually a port from an arcade machine with a real fishing rod, and you've also got this mode here, which is a quest mode, which teaches you the basics and takes you through some shortened quests that you can play pretty much infinitely. Meanwhile, the arcade mode actually works a little bit differently, but for the purpose of saving the better mode for last, we're going to go with the adventure mode first, and there is a couple of things you can see and do here, but there's not that much at the moment. I'm only on chapter 3 of the story. I'm not going to claim to know how many chapters there are, but, well, I'm on number 3. And you can come here to buy new fishing rods and upgrade existing ones. So I currently have 6 fishing rods here, 2 of each color, and I can only upgrade this one. I believe this is the one I'm actually using right now, so I should probably upgrade. No, I don't think that's the one I'm actually using. Hang on, I think it's this one. But anyway, you can upgrade your fishing rods, and they upgrade their stats, how much damage they do, how much stamina they have, just a bunch of things like that. You've also got different little effects on each of them. I've tried to translate them and it mostly just comes out as gibberish, so that's a thing. You can also come here to see your individual items, and you can also sell them off. However, you also need these items to actually upgrade your fishing rods and to make new ones. So there's no real reason to sell them off unless you're absolutely sure you're not going to be using them. You also have the aquarium, I believe this would be. So if we come down here, we can actually see our request list, and this is actually like a list of fish for you to catch, and they will give you puzzle pieces and fish. And there are multiple different request lists here, and it can take a while to actually clear them all out if you play a significant amount of time in the story mode, and then come back here and slowly start saying, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. It takes a while. And those give you both fish and they give you puzzle pieces. This is what the puzzle pieces are for. They're for pieces of art. I believe you'll also get rewards for filling these out completely, but as you can see, I haven't successfully filled one in yet. And if we'll go up to the top option here, we can see that we've got a bunch of aquariums that we can go to. So if I drop into this aquarium here, we get a bunch of fish just swimming around. Because why not? I mean, to be fair, this is pretty much exactly what you would expect them to do with a fishing game, but still, it's just a nice little thing to have. Not to mention it gives you a much better look at the models than the in-game model viewer does. You can even drop little treats in for them. As far as I'm aware, this doesn't actually do anything, it just lets you get a closer look at some of them, but what you got to admit is that this game is actually gorgeous. Like, look at these models. They're not the most technically advanced thing I've ever seen, but the developers have clearly got a good eye for detail here. They look really good from pretty much all angles. They swim really naturally, and it just looks really nice, which really helps it out because, well, you're about to see, because we're about to go fishing. So if we back out, you do also have a home base where you can go to change out your fishing rods and a couple of other things like that, but it's nothing too important, so we'll just go hop straight back into the fishing. We've got 3 different areas unlocked at this point, and we can just pick one and go. And there are multiple different kinds of missions that we can take once we're here. There are versus missions and just regular old fishing missions. We're going to do this mission here because it'll let us just fish random fish from the area. All we need to do is fill a quota, and then we can just go about our day, go on to the next mission. So that's exactly what we're going to do, because why the hell not? Now, unlike the absolutely terrible implementation of The World Ends With You on the Switch, this game's actually really simple with the motion controls, and a lot of the stuff is actually done via buttons, which is actually really nice. So if we hit the Y button, we can see what fishing lures these fish will be most affected by, and then if we do a casting motion with either one of our Joy-Cons, we'll throw out the bait and then a fish will eat it. And then we have to reel the right Joy-Con in, like we're reeling in a fishing line. So basically you have to move it around in a circle, and that will drag the fish in. And that means you get a fish, more or less. Sometimes fish will fight back. You can see that via the orange meter that appears over on the left there. If you hold ZR when that meter appears, it'll keep them from snapping the line. But if you let that meter fill up, the line will snap and you'll have to go back to capturing them again. You do also have another ability that uses energy, and that is mapped to the ZL button. And the ZL button will fire out a powerful attack which will drain them of a lot of their energy. The amount of energy that it gets drained depends on the rod you're using, its general stats, and of course, as I said before, if you're using the right color. You can also catch certain fish and get bonuses from them, like you saw there. I caught one of the fish that was one of the, which was one of the things listed on the right there, which gave me a full energy meter, which lets me throw out some attacks to get this guy in just that little bit quicker. And I managed to get an S rank on the mission of catching 4 fish by 1 second. Because I am a master fisherman. Stop laughing. We also appear to have lost my right Joy-Con for some reason. That's weird. There we go. I haven't had that come up before. I've played like 2 hours or something of this game just fine without seeing anything like that. So I think some of my Joy-Cons are busted. It's kind of annoying me in all honesty. So the higher rank you get, the more end level items you get. And it's useful because you can see how many of each item you have down the bottom there. Generally, if you don't have very much of an item, it's a rarer item. At least that's what I generally think. So we need to do all the missions before it lets us move on to something else. So let's do another mission. This one is getting us to capture a specific type of fish. In this case, it appears to be some kind of squid. I'm not entirely sure of the names of everything because I'm not a master fisherman, if you couldn't see through my sarcasm earlier. Okay, so we need to catch 4 orange and 3 red. And they're all green. Oh, except for that one up there, which is red. We do want to go for the ones that are glowing gold, because the ones that are glowing gold will actually get us bonuses, and you generally need to get the bonus ones. It looks like I don't really get a choice in the matter. But yeah, generally you want to get the glowing ones, because if they give you ×2, that means they'll be way faster, they'll go under the time limit. And, well, it'll make you get through the time limit faster, I should say. Did I get the glowing one? I think I did. You can also, whenever that thing comes up in the bottom left that tells you to slam down your Joy-Con, you can use that in order to do a little bit of extra damage. The game systems in this mode are actually pretty simple, in all honesty. They're not that, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not that, complicated. Probably because this is meant to be like, fuck's sake, hang on, can I release, yep, I can just cut the line on this one. By holding the B button. Come on, eat it up, there we go. Fish will be attracted to any color lore, as far as I can tell, in this mode. So, as long as you are, let's just ping for the, that one up there is going to be our last one. Didn't get the, I didn't get the S rank this time, but that's okay. Yeah, but as I said before, as long as you have the right color, you'll be doing the most damage. If you don't have the right color, you won't be doing the most damage. Quest cleared. Get a rank 8. That'll give me like 5 items. Yep, I had a feeling. Easy. The next one is going to be a versus mission, and they really aren't all that different from the regular missions. It's basically just who can catch this kind of fish in this amount of time, at least as far as I've been able to see. This is like mission number 16 or 17. I haven't played that many missions. That's because there is a story going on, and I'll be honest, I haven't even tried to read it. Mainly because, well, it's A, it's all in Japanese, and B, it's probably really silly because you're dealing with people like a bloody turtle person. I believe in Japan they call them kappa. I believe that is the actual name of the thing, kappa. Come on, Goldie, eat it. God damn it. I need to speed this up. I'm gonna lose if I don't. Scan up. It's yours. You know you want it. Pull him in with the extra energy, and we've taken the lead. Throw out a scan. Let's see, he's another blue, so let's send blue out there. Yeah, we weren't going to get a goal on that one, unfortunately. A little bit of damage and pull him in. But yes, the mechanics in this mode are relatively simple. So, it doesn't really give you that much of a reason to keep going. Thankfully, that's kind of taken care of by a couple of the other modes. And by a couple of the other modes, I mean the other mode, which is the mode that's based off the arcade port and actually has mechanics pretty close to it, as far as I can tell. Like, I don't know anything about the Fishing Spirits arcade game, but just judging, I don't even need to worry about, a gold one. I just need to catch one so that I can get my 7 in. And of course, as I say that, I land the freaking gold one without even trying, but there you go. It's probably going to give me a cutscene here. No water, as far as I can tell. There's only press the button regularly and skip, and I'm pretty sure there's voice acting. Like, I've heard random lines and stuff from the main menu, but...
この海底遺跡にはお宝があり、それを
お宝級お金の匂いがする
You see those two on the left? You can actually catch them. Oh, they're gonna let me do a boss fight. Okay, well we won't go to the arcade side of things just yet. We'll go to that first,
それはそうぱ
and we'll just skip the rest of this cutscene. You get the general idea.
それじゃ釣りの
Yeah, let's go for it.
好きな手配書を選ぶ
All right, so it's yeah, this has got to be a boss fight.
にするぱフィッシング級
Just those backgrounds are gorgeous, man. Look at them. Even without the fish, those backgrounds alone would make great like live wallpapers. Not the one I was trying to catch. There was like 2 golds there, and somehow that one just comes in and steals all the fun. And you do want to catch golds this time because you really want that extra power for when you're going up against the no, you can't. You really want that extra power to throw at the boss when it first shows up. Because not only do you of course have the time limit, which can actually be cut pretty tightly when it comes to boss fights, but you've also got the really. So why are the ones that you need for the extra bonuses always so hesitant to actually get on the bait? It annoys the shit out of me. But anyway, we filled the boss meter up, so here comes the boss. And it's adorable. Alright, scan it for its power level. But we're gonna fill up our no, fuck off. Jesus Christ. You were nowhere near it before I threw the damn line. But then you popped in like a bat out of fucking hell. Right, we're just gonna grab this one first, because that'll fill our energy meter up to 3. And now we throw out a green line for... Let's try throwing that with a little more intensity. There we go. Now we talk to you. Monster battles in this game, or boss battles I should say, work a little bit differently. So they do have their own health meter that you need to take down over the course of multiple hooks, because you can only hold them on the line for 30 or so seconds, and unless you somehow manage to break the game in a way that lets you do massive amounts of damage to the boss without even trying, he's going to get off the line before you can successfully catch him, and then you just have to go through the effort of like doing it twice. Or multiple times, really. You do also get another special attack that you can do. Oh, now he's pissed. That means when he starts throwing out attacks, he's going to be very mad. But you can also bring out spirits of fish to do your dirty work for you by doing bonus damage to the bosses when that meter charges up. It's a little silly. It reminds me more than a little bit of something like Dynasty Warriors, I gotta say. Okay, so apparently he's put on some kind of shield. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it does appear to have... Okay, yeah, he got off the line with that one there, but that's okay. And he's probably going to want the green, isn't he? Yeah, there we go. Down to rank B, unfortunately, but... He's pissed again. Sometimes the bosses even attack you and you have to swing the other Joy-Con, like left and right, while doing the reeling motion to protect yourself from his attacks. And it can get silly. It can get silly, just the amount of motions you have to do. I said your arms hurt after playing this game, and I wasn't kidding. But anyway, we got the big bad. I have no idea what kind of fish that is, but that's probably got to be some kind of whale or shark. And I get items. Usually, boss fights will give you items that you need to go beyond a certain tier that you get stuck behind beforehand. It's one of those sorts of games, right? Like Tukiden, where every new monster will give you something that'll let you get to the next tier of stuff. So yeah, that's another cutscene, and then you get another bunch of contracts, another bunch of quests. And that's pretty much the long and the short of how this mode of the game works. You do also have like more fishing things than that. It's very, very simple stuff. So we're just gonna back off. You do also get a couple of extra quests back in the previous version, back in the previous worlds that you've been to, but, and I say worlds, I mean more like locations, but it's not much. Like, I saw the one that you got in the first world was basically just fighting the same boss again, but a slightly different color, which meant he was probably going to be a little harder. And I decided to avoid that. You come back here, you start cashing in all your catches and your pieces. Assumedly, you can also go back into the earlier locations and collect more fish. Maybe they'll like give you more stuff later on once you run out of little quests here to do, but if I'm being honest, this mode isn't the reason why I play the game. This mode is basically the distraction for me to do while I wait to get more medals in the other mode, because, well, here we go. I don't know if this game's got microtransactions, by the way. I'm just going to say that before we go in. I don't think it does, but as far as I can tell, it doesn't. There doesn't seem to be any menus in-game to buy microtransactions, but who knows, maybe they'll add them in a few weeks. So, this is it's the arcade mode, basically. I think they've got another name for it, but yeah, this is basically the arcade mode. So, we've got a bunch of things we can do here. The main one is our medals. Now, medals in this game are basically our currency for using fishing rods. Yeah, I got 100 medals. That's actually pretty good for me. So, you can spin that wheel every half an hour. It doesn't increase or anything. I think you might get a second spin like 5 minutes after the first time you boot the game. But other than that, it's wait for 30 minutes. You also have a separate set of progression going on here with different kinds of challenges that'll give you extra medals. And there's tons of these challenges, by the way. You play these modes for even a remotely decent length of time, and you'll get plenty of medals for your efforts. And you can see that I've put in plenty of effort towards those goals. You've also got card packs, and we'll be able to come and open one of these later, but I have no idea what these do. Like, you've got your card album here that you can go and browse, and you can go and have a look, but see, other than just looking at them, I don't understand what you're actually supposed to actually do with them. It would be nice if, like, once you got a full set of, like, 20 cards, you could trade them in for a massive medal boost. Notably, you actually have to buy card packs using fish, not medals. It's a little weird. You can also come down here to see your encyclopedia of fish that you've caught. So this is Dory's Race from Finding Nemo, and you can also have a little bit of a closer look at the models, but they just look better when they're in that fancy little virtual aquarium that you had back in the story mode. That leaves a couple of things, so we can come here to the stage menu, and the stage menu is more or less upgrades, right? So just as an example, this is the first thing that you can unlock. It costs you 100 medals, and it unlocks the stage just outright. You start out with 3 stages, and this is your 4th. Then you unlock this upgrade, which is the Ultra Rod, which costs more money, more medals, but it is more effective at catching fish. Then you come to this here, which is Golden Animals, which appear when you fight boss monsters in the arcade mode. So they are a little less likely to, they are unlikely to appear, I should say, but they are worth more in the long run. And then we've got the stage 4, which is apparently a Taiko no Tatsujin crossover. because I can't seem to get away from it. Yes, this is a Bandai Namco game, if you didn't notice on the start menu. There is also this here, but I'm not sure what this refers to. I imagine that these are some sort of upgrades you get once you do a specific set of things, like achievements. But yeah, I could buy the Taiko no Tatsujin upgrade right now, but it wouldn't leave me with many medals to go fishing with. So that's why we're going to go fishing. Also, yes, you can play this mode in multiplayer, where each player has their own fishing rod they control with just one Joy-Con. Again, though, we're not going to do that. I have no... Well, not again, but yeah, we're not going to do that because I have no friends. So, we have our levels here, and we can pick whichever one we damn well please. I'm not entirely sure which one to pick, but... Well, I guess we'll pick this one. There are also, like, star goals you can get. I'll show them off once we actually load in. But this game, this mode, I should say, actually works really differently. This is meant to be a port of a Japanese arcade game, so things are a lot more things are a lot different and a lot harder. But we'll get to that. So, once we spawn in, we have no time limit. We can basically just take all the time in the world to do what we want, and we can just watch for a little bit. All the fish just sailing around, and we can tell that a couple are actually sea turtles, which is interesting. So if we hit the Y button, we can basically throw medals into our money pool, and then we can pick a rod and use it. So let's use the Ultra Rod, just for the purpose of demonstration. And look, there's a little school of fish there with a bunch of gold ones. So we just throw our rod out here, and something will eventually see it and grab onto it. And we've got our hit, and we can reel her in. We can also spend one medal by pressing ZL or ZR, and that will do an electrical shock that will do damage to that fish. However, fish in this game get away a hell of a lot easier, I've found. I have been through the menus of this game. I have been through the game's tutorial menu, of which they give you one right here. And there's just a bunch of things here telling you how to play the game and all that. As far as I can tell, the line breaking does seem to be somewhat random, although it's more likely to happen with stronger enemies and weaker rods. I'm not sure if there is a pattern to all of this, but if there is, I am unaware of it. Let's just, yeah, reel it away from the small ones. Let the big ones get the super hit, because you can do a good stun with them and usually get them in. There we go. This one is a lot more satisfying because you really do have to fight for your catches. In the other mode, basically, as soon as you hook something on, unless it's a boss monster, you're guaranteed to get it. In this mode, you really do have to fight for it, and you do have to spend, like, medals in order to, like, stun them in order to get them in. And you actually do get a reward. You get medals by bringing in better fish. The bigger fish you bring in, the more medals you get for it, which is a really interesting, well, not really interesting, but it's still it makes things more interesting than the, yeah, it makes things more interesting than the other mode because you really do have to fight for it. Thankfully, the game doesn't outright punish you for losing fish. As you can see down the bottom there, I've built up enough, shards, which you get from missing fish, to get myself 5 free shocks. And these shocks are actually really intense ones that are much more likely to help me bring my fish in. Let's try and get the big guy in. Oh, hey, it's this thing again. Right, so I sent a super shock in. How about another one? Come on, buddy. You gotta be... One more. Damn it! Right, let's see if he hops back in. He does. Let's give myself the medals I need to draw him in just one last time. Come on. There we go. Stunning him, pulling in. Damn it, he's getting away, he's getting away! No, he's gonna break the line. Damn it. Well, I finished one of the star achievements, so that gave me a bunch of medals. Alright, let's try this again. Come on. I gotta be wearing you down at some point, buddy. Uh-oh. Alright, boss encounter time. What are we fighting? Massive golden sea turtles. Brilliant. So we get 90 seconds to catch one or two, or, well, basically as many as we can. You do also have a higher likelihood of fighting off these dudes. You do have a higher likelihood of getting like higher ranking fish in these boss modes. I actually did really well there. That's a surprise. Let's cash out some of those. Let's cash out some of that. Throw that out and we hit the monster immediately. We're also charging a shock meter down the bottom there, which we can use to which we actually get a benefit out of once we fill that up. Come on, buddy. Come on. Stun him. I got a tooth off him, but that didn't help me out too much. Alright. Chuck in more medals. We gotta try and get maybe one more of them before the time runs out. We got about 20 seconds. Oh, they really push you. Come on, buddy. Come on. Got another one of his teeth, but oh, fuck, that hurt. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get this one, but yeah. Even if you've got them hooked on, when the time runs out, they just go away. But that just puts us back here. And apparently we've also accomplished an achievement, which is what those boxes up there mean. Let's go back to our cheaper fishing rod, or at least a slightly cheaper one. Because I would like to save some of these medals. Got a little sea slug there. Let's see if we can get one of these smaller ones. Easy. Ooh, school of fish. Let's get them. Oh look, we've got we've maxed out our energy meter, which means we get basically a more powerful reel, I think. The game isn't particularly forthcoming on these kinds of details. Come on, if you come in here and then I hit you again, no. Yeah, look, we get infinite stuns, which is actually kind of useful. So let's spend a little bit more money, try and get that gold one. Damn it. Come on, you come in here with me. There we go. Basically, you can play this mode as long as your medals hold out. Oh, there he is. Come on, Kappa. I've seen you before. I'm not letting you get away this time. I got his hat. Brilliant. Alright, let's just cash out some of these medals and go back to the regular business. But yeah, you can play this mode as much as you want as long as your medals hold out, I should say, more or less. You can even get like multiple fish from these schools if you time it right and pull it in quick enough, which is kind of neat, actually. Probably breaks some law somewhere, but this is Japan. We all know how they don't give a shit. I thoroughly expect to see whales in this game somewhere at some point. Damn, he got away. That means he's probably respawned in the world, though, which means I should hopefully have another chance to catch him. Come on. And this is why you use the higher level fishing rods in order to get the goldies, kids, because they do such a better job of it. Oh, I got a super hit. That's something. Just stun him a little. There we go. Super get. It's only relaxing. And it's so weird that... Oh, really? 2 golds there and all I could get was this tiny piece of shit. Didn't even pay me back for the rod that I spent on him. But yeah, in a way it's only relaxing. It's actually pretty enjoyable just sitting here and fishing for the biggest things we can get. Trying to fight them, keep them on the line for as long as possible. Damn. Let's send another line out at him. He can't resist for very long. Oh, no, never mind. Looks like I missed my opportunity again because we get another boss encounter. It's the Great White. And we get 90 seconds. Alright, let's fill up the... Let's fill up the coffers a bit. And drag him in as much as possible. Come on, big guy. Come on. Alright, I got one of his teeth. That's a good start. Come on. Come on. Damn it. Alright, where are you? You're probably that one that just came to the side there, so... Gotcha. At least I got a fragment for missing. Alright, where is he? He's that one that came in on the corner. I need to try and hit him without hitting his friend. Because they're, yeah, there we go. That should do it. Come on, in you come. I already pulled out one of your teeth. You're not doing so well yourself, mate. Don't you dare pull away from me. Oh, you son of a bitch. Right, there's no point. Back to the old grind. Oh, apparently it's decided to swap locales on us. So, just while it's done now, if we hit the pause button, we can see a few things here. A couple of these are really simple, like this just leads us to our challenges, which we can cash in if we want to get more medals. This tells us the fish that we need to catch in each individual area and how many medals they're all worth. This is your help menu. This will take you back to the table so that you can select a new one, and this will let you, and by tables I mean the stage select, so it will let you select a new stage. And this one will just send you back to the main menu. So just while I'm paused here, I'm going to see what the star challenge is for this level. I don't know if this is like a daily goal or something, because I've only had this game for one day, but... Well, we'll see if this goal actually translates to anything worth a DM in Google Translate using my mobile phone. It's not known for being particularly great at this sort of thing, but we'll try it anyway. Let's see. Let's cache 2 rate classes. Great, that doesn't tell me anything. Right, well, that's a lie. It probably means catch something really high grade, like a goldfish, maybe a, well, it definitely wasn't a monster, because we've caught a monster, and it didn't help, so they probably want us to catch some other kind of fish. As to what fish that might be, damn if I know. Lost the line, but we filled up our stamina, and that means we get the 5 mass shocks. So let's see if we can catch a Goldie with a mass shock or 2. Come on, I know you want it. There. What? Oh, come on! I'm not wasting the shock on you. You aren't worth the effort. Let's give this another try. Super, I suppose. You get 1 shot. And that was enough to knock him out completely and let me catch him immediately, so... Oh well, super shock well spent, I think. Yeah, as I said before, it's just kind of relaxing. It's kind of neat to just... Oh god, it's you again. And you know what, screw it, you get a shock. I don't like you. You get all of 2 shocks. You happy? But in a way, it's oddly relaxing, just sitting back, casting out the line, and trying to get as many fish as you possibly can before the line breaks. Damn it. I'm guessing that's him up there. Let's see if I can... No, that was the jellyfish. Goddamn jellyfish. I'm not doing that great with the profits on my medals. It might actually become kind of painful after too long to actually be able to progress in the game. Maybe I'm just spending too much money on the higher quality rods. But still, the first impressions of this mode, which is literally just more or less a, whoa, hi! I wasn't expecting you to show up. Alright. Come on, I might as well give you the biggest shock in your life while you're here. Could this be considered animal cruelty, having fishing rods that deliver electrical shocks to fish you're trying to catch? As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it could, yes, but... Gotcha. That's a manta ray. We'll never forgive you for what you did to Steve Irwin. Alright. Put a few of those medals back. And there's... Oh! Okay, so they actually do want me to, yeah. So if I catch another manta ray, that'll be my, 3 stars completed. Although, knowing my luck, it's gonna put me onto another boss encounter before I can successfully catch this next one. Never mind. Alright, so what does this do? I hope you don't mind if I take the time to translate this this passage, because I haven't actually seen the screen yet. Scan, please. I think I might be scanning the... Oh, no, hang on, I've actually got it. If you clear the daily mission, you can get a golden uki. If you use it, it will be easier for the fish to stick. So yeah, I'm guessing that means it'll just, like, it just makes certain things easier for me. Alright, I maxed out my, power bar. Right on time for a boss encounter. That's what I want to see. It's a couple of anglerfish. Alright. So, let's spend a good amount of money. Get a good hook. Never mind. Let's get a good hook. Really? Really? Come on, guys. There's no color coding. You should be interested in it, like, straight up. No, not you. I need to spend... There we go. Alright. You get all the shocks. You get all the shocks that I can deliver by hammering on both my shoulder buttons. And... Come on. Okay, so that one's the one I need to avoid. Which means the one I want is this one. Reel it in a bit. There we go. Shock him. Shock him again. And... Got him. There's an anglerfish for you. Look at the size of him. What an absolute lad. Alright. Let's see how good this extra bait works, shall we? Whoa! Okay. That just immediately drew that in, whatever that was. Alright, I'm not going to have time to throw out any more of this bait, but yeah. It definitely looks like it just is a massive attraction, and yeah, the 3 stars do appear to be daily missions, so I imagine by tomorrow, those will be replaced, I'll have more to do, and I'll have more medals to be made off them, and it's changed the stage again, but it's already been 45 minutes, I think, after going through the effort of redeeming all my new medals, and all my challenges, I should say, and opening up a card pack will be at about the 50-minute mark, and I can go back and talk about what I think of the game. So yeah, it looks like the stages are either procedurally generated or they let you continue from a certain one? I'm not sure. Or maybe it's like a bunch of machines. Maybe that's what's going on. Like, they're actively trying to recreate the experience. So, like, I haven't actually played the original Fishing Spirits. Maybe these are all different machines running on different things at different times, and that's why the things are different between them. That could be it. Alright, for the purpose of demonstration, let's go buy the Taiko no Tatsujin crossover. And see what the next upgrade is. I think that this is another stage. You know what, considering that I've got challenges going for me, let's unlock it. Yeah, that's definitely another stage. Those are a couple of things I haven't seen in the game yet. Like, is that a squid that looks like a snail? And is that a bottlenose dolphin? And that would be another rod. Okay, that makes enough sense to me. Have we unlocked what's on these guys yet? We haven't. I've got no idea how you're supposed to unlock them, although I imagine one of those is capture as many boss monsters as possible. Okay, let's go buy some cards. And we'll do it from a set that we haven't Oh! Yeah, screw that. Let's buy some Taiko no Tatsujin cards, huh? So yeah, we got Don. I don't know what that one is on the right there, but it looks like a submarine. And what about this one? Thankfully, it does turn the duplicates into medals for you, so it's not a complete waste of time to come and open these. Well, that's kind of neat. And yeah, I don't really know what you're supposed to do with them. Maybe if you complete a set, you get more. And let's go and turn in some challenges, of which I have plenty. I don't even need to worry about the challenges, I just let them fall as they may. Since there's so many of them, it's pretty likely that I'll get a lot of them just by playing the game naturally. So, actually pretty accessible to people who don't speak Japanese, which is pretty nice. I was expecting to need to do a bit more translating, but no, the game is actually very simple. Considering that it's support of an arcade game, I can kind of understand that, actually. Makes a lot more sense, but... Yeah. Did any of those, do any of the machines have the new stage that I just unlocked? And not only do they do... Yeah, it's got to be like different machines, like walking into an arcade, like a Bandai Namco themed arcade, where there's like 4 machines all doing separate things at the same time. That's got to be what that selection screen means. Warning, something terrible is going to come and bite your... What would be the most appropriate for fishing? We're going to bite your boat. Wait, what's this? I have no idea. Oh, and there's the info on the Taiko no Tatsujin crossover. Right, let's give myself some medals. I forge. And go fishing. Bzz. Bzz. Come on, no. I'm gonna guess you're the one in the top left there. Come on, Goldie, go for it, go for it, go for it. Damn it, did not get the Goldie. Didn't even get my money back for that one. Reel it in so it's as close as possible, and... yeah, I think it's the same one. Shock him. Shock him again, come on. Oh damn, really? Not doing me many favors, I gotta say. Oh yeah, this is different. This is a... Alright, I have no idea what the hell this is, but it's gold, so it's gonna be worth something to me. Gotcha. 30 medals, goddamn. Well, let's use a special bait, why not? Let's throw out the Master Rod and we'll just see what we get. Apparently we got a super. Not the best, certainly not the worst. But then again, there isn't anything higher than a super here at the moment. Yes, I know that pressing the button will let me zap them. I'm trying to avoid zapping because they do actually cost medals and those medals add up. Gotcha. Cost me 2 zaps and a lower grade fishing rod, so that's profit 5. That's not bad. What's this? We have a boss fight. What could this boss potentially be? I wonder. Probably something made of bones and horrifyingly scary. What the fuck is that? A problem, because it's going to take it. They've given me 120 seconds to catch this thing, so whatever it is. Well, that was a waste of bait. Wow, that thing was really trying to get away from me. Even on the Ultra Rod, I couldn't do much to it. Oh well, I guess that's what the legend. That's what it is, huh? So it's a step up from Monster. That's interesting. God, almost had him. There we go. I got a legend and 150 tokens, medals for my work. And holy shit, do my arms hurt. Let's try that again. Oh, wasn't even getting the one I was aiming for. Okay, sure. Really trying to keep it from getting you lucky, buddy. Yep, had a feeling. Come on, I can get him. I can get him. Where is he? There he is. God, he's fighting me. Alright. I don't know what the super bait is that they're putting that literally every fish on planet Earth, and this doesn't even look like Earth, but oh man. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're putting in the bloody bait, but it seems to be very effective, whatever it is, because it literally attracts every fish on the damn planet. Come on, you can get in there, come on. Ah. Well, my arms have had enough, but I did manage to catch at least one legend, so I think we can leave it off with that. Don't even know what there's over on the left there. I'm guessing that's like some kind of benefit to me, but alright, that was the thing I got introduced to, like, by that thing, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go, 100 medal profit for me. Not to mention the challenges I just pulled off by capturing what appeared to be the Loch Ness Monster, but so yeah, there is a lot of rumble and vibration. Let's see if I get lucky. Come on, 300. Had a feeling. Oh well, at least it's something to get you back on your feet if you spend a little bit too much money, huh? Yep, my first Loch Ness Monster, or whatever the hell that was, gave me 10 medals as a bonus for that. So, yeah, that was a surprisingly long look at Fishing Spirits. Jesus, we're at the 55-minute mark. Yeah, that was a surprisingly long look at Fishing Spirits for Nintendo Switch. It's got a unique control scheme, the arcade gameplay is a lot of fun, and the medals mode is definitely in-depth enough, but arcadey enough to just sit back and enjoy yourself for like half an hour of fishing. The story mode is a bit slower and a bit more on the easy side, so it's probably better for the kids who don't know how to play something like this at whatever young age they might be, but yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't thoroughly enjoy the whole fishing side of things, even though it makes my arms hurt like hell, because good lord, but yeah, if you have an opportunity to pick up Fishing Spirits for the Nintendo Switch, I would recommend that you do, because it is a good time, and I haven't even tried out the multiplayer modes yet, so if you have someone who's into this sort of game, and frankly I don't know anyone who would be, because this is surprisingly unique, it reminds me, like, this game could have come out on Wii, now that I think about it. This would have been a pretty good Wii title, considering the reliance on motion, but at the same time not being that overly reliant on it. But they saved it for the Switch, and well, honestly, with the two Joy-Cons, it's probably a better fit. But yeah, it's great. I wholeheartedly recommend you pick it up. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time when my arms have had time to rest. Poor thing.